a program of action. Madam President, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honourable Chair, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great honour to join your meeting here today. And as we've just heard, we live in a fractured world. We see continent-sized powers that are competing for resources, technology, and spheres of influence. But in this world of great power competition, there's one voice that is calling on all humanity to unite and face the common challenge of climate change. And this is the voice of the small island states. Year after year, you are seeing the dramatic reality of a boiling planet. So my first message to you is very simple, and it is thank you. Thank you for showing the leadership. Thank you for not only serving your own people, but all the people of the world by adamantly calling for improvement, change, and awareness of climate change. Europe stands with you to turn this plea for global unity into action. Just think of the last UN climate conference. You asked to raise the global ambition, rightly so. And together we helped broker a global agreement on transitioning away from fossil fuels and, most importantly, creating a loss and damage fund. This will require unprecedented financial resources, not only for renewables and clean tech, but crucially to adapt our infrastructures and our societies to a changing climate. And today I would like to focus on 3 practical steps that can help bridge the global climate finance gap. First, green bonds. Second, carbon pricing. And third, a more strategic use of existing public investments. Let me start with my first point, green bonds. In Europe, green bonds have proven to be an incredibly powerful tool to mobilize private investments. But in developing countries, the green bond market is struggling to take off. This is why last year we launched the Global Green Bond Initiative. That is a €1 billion fund to kickstart green bond markets in developing countries. But what we've then seen is that when a developing country issues green bonds, it often has to pay a very high interest rate to investors, the so-called coupon. And this is, of course, a big obstacle if you don't have enough fiscal space. Therefore, today I can also announce that we will establish a new green coupon facility. With this green coupon facility, Europe will then subsidize part of the coupons for green bond issuers who face very high interest rates. So this will allow you to grow your green bond market much faster and raise the money you need for your people and your economy. My second point is on carbon pricing. It is now almost 20 years since the European Union first put a price on carbon. At the beginning, this was a bumpy road, but now we have quite a substantial experience on what works and what does not work. And just to give you a few figures, since then we have reduced emissions in the relevant sectors by almost 50%, so a minus of 50%, cut in half. And at the same time, because of the price on carbon, we have generated over 200 billion euros in revenues that are being reinvested in climate action and innovation. Now, just imagine what we could do if we had this carbon pricing principle globally. cut emissions, grow the circular economies, the clean economies, and having revenues for climate action and innovation. And this is why tomorrow, together with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, we will gather here in New York with industry to promote global carbon pricing and to discuss its opportunities. Because the principle is very effective and simple. It says, if you pollute, you pay. If you go clean, it pays off for you. And this leads me to my third point, that is on investment. I think most of you know our global 300 billion euro investment plan for infrastructure abroad. We call it Global Gateway. Global Gateway is already financing a host of projects across your countries. For example, clean energy in Fiji or Cabo Verde, a new multi-purpose port in Kiribati. We are investing in new technologies that transform seaweed in biofuels, or in pharmaceutical manufacturing in the Caribbean, just to name a few examples. Now we will take Global Gateway to the next level. We will propose an integrated offer to our partners. Because for us it's important that if we are investing in your industrial capacities, that we also try to advance our trade partnership with you. And there's a basic principle that is for us important. We want the processing, the value chains to stay local with you, so that we support the development of the value chain, the processing in your countries. This is a win-win situation for both of us. It strengthens our supply chain, which we diversify with different partners. And this is important for us, but it also strengthens in your countries the value chain, the processing, and then creating good jobs and creating local added value for your countries. And here I think the principle again is, if it's of interest on both sides, it's a win-win partnership that is being developed and therefore the right way to go. So, Excellencies, as dramatic as the situation is, I am convinced that small island states can find a new place at the heart of the global value chains. With the right investments, you can play a crucial role in a decarbonized global economy. And I think in this world of giants, small island states can be pioneers of change. I want to reassure you, and therefore thank you very much again for inviting me here today, that Europe wants to be at your side as your partner for the climate change fight, and as your partner with our ambitions to a clean growth, a circular growth, and a sustainable growth. Thank you very much for your attention. And again, thank you very much for inviting me.
Colleagues, I'm sure